Okay, so here's our agenda for today. A little introduction to AI ethics and governance, what it is, what does it mean when you say ethics and governance, why is it important, what are the key principal AI ethics and guidance, and we'll touch a little case studies as well. I also do have two um, Q&A. You can participate. You may not if you don't wish to. This is not up. This is not mandatory. So let's proceed. So what is AI ethics and why is it important? AI ethics is focusing on AI ethics focuses on the moral principles and guidance governing the development, the deployment, and use of AI technologies. So it's not only about how it is being used, but it is how it is developed from the very start. The developers themselves need to know about this AI ethics, and also the users would know when to use the AI in an ethical way. It also aims to ensure that AI systems are designed and operated in a way that respects the human rights. It promotes fairness, accountability, and transparency, and it minimizes harm to individual and society. So key principles of this include respecting the privacy, ensuring non-discrimination, maintaining security, and promoting beneficial outcomes, not only for the individual using it, but for all stakeholders. AI ethics also serves as a critical framework to guide ethical decision makers in the rapidly evolving field of AI, and ensuring that technological advancement also contribute to to positively for human being and the societal progress. And lastly, AI ethics, AI ethics also emphasizes on the need to design and implement AI systems in a manner that it reduces environmental impact and promotes sustainable use of resources. So this includes the energy consumption, the carbon footprint of AI operations. They say that when we use the AI now, let's just say, for example, the chat GPT, the power that is being used to develop or generate our inquiries, all the power can already put up the lights and power of San Francisco. So that's how much power is being used by AI. So it's when you say AI, the fourth ethics in AI is to promote sustainable use and the lifecycle management of the technologies to minimize ecological harm and support the long-term environmental health. Yesterday, I also attended an engineer and architect gathering, and there was a discussion. I was part of the discussion about sustainability in cybersecurity. And of course, we also touched upon the AI part of it. So there are already existing AI ethics and guidelines. Some of them are listed in here. We have the EU AI Act, or the European Union. In Dubai, we have the AI ethical principles and guidelines. There's also a specific ethical guideline for AI in healthcare. I've seen AI in manufacturing, AI in transportation. So it's not only AI in general, but industry specific. Saudi Arabia have established their AI ethics principles, which also regulates the use of AI and the development of AI as well. The companies, developers, they are required to comply with some specific guidelines, and they are given points, let's say, or not points, they are being given like a badge. They can be a bronze, a silver, or a gold AI developer or AI provider. Around our region, there is the AI Verify Foundation. This is from Singapore. So it is also an approach to AI governance. Another is the state of implementation of the OECD AI principles. This document, however, contributed to the development of the EU AI Act. And by the way, the EU AI Act has already been finalized. They have, I believe, they have voted and approved this act, and it will be released anytime this year or earlier this year. And like the GDPR, after 2 years, it will be enacted. And when we say enacted, it will be enforced. There has to be compliance to the AI Act, and anyone who proves or proven to be not compliant or there's any violation, again, like the GDPR, there will be strict fines and violation. So what are the similarities across these frameworks? And by the way, I just showed you some of them. When I say some, there are already existing AI ethics and guidelines in other countries as well. I believe there's a lot in, not a lot, there's in the US, there is in Canada, and other parts of Europe and Middle East as well, or MENA. So similarities across the frameworks is first, they all talk about human-centric values. It means they're talking about human welfare, the ethical consideration, the societal benefits in AI from development and deployment. There's also transparency and explainability. There is a consensus on the need for AI systems to be transparent, explainable, making it possible for humans to understand and evaluate AI decision. For sure, majority of our participants here use already the Chat GPT. So when you use the Chat GPT, sometimes you will receive the response that I am an AI. This is the only data that I have. So it means that is a form of transparency. It's telling you that my response is based on the data that is being fed to me. So that is transparency. And AI systems have to be transparent and explainable. It is something that you can relate into. It may sound the same as what your understanding is. It may sound new from what you already know, but it is something that is easy to be understood. And you can also evaluate this. Again, as users of the GPT, the Chat GPT, I'm just giving Chat GPT as an example because we are aware that there are a lot of AIs already out there. When the Chat GPT was already published, I did some testing by myself. I'll ask a question that I know the answer should be like this, for example. And then when I type in the question, it will give an answer. I know it is a wrong answer, and it is what I'm expecting as a part of testing. For example, there's a software that I was trying to use for the first time. It's a project management software. It embeds some sort of formula within. So I tested the Excel formulas within that particular application. I tested the Excel formula to that particular application, and I know that that formula doesn't work in that software. And I asked ChatGPT about it. And I said, I'm testing this application, and I need to create a formula. It looks like Excel, so can you create a formula for me? And then the ChatGPT gave me an Excel formula. And I said, unfortunately, in fact, there's no Excel formula in this software. And then the ChatGPT said, oh yes, apologies. I'm sorry for that confusion. You are right. There is no Excel formula in that software. So it is something like it is making it possible for humans to understand and evaluate the AI decision. This is what it means by transparency and explainability. So what it means here is that when you use these tools, you have to evaluate the response, not simply taking it and making your decision based on that. There's also fairness and non-discrimination. This is very critical to the minorities, urging measures to prevent AI from perpetuating biases or discrimination. It's like the framework. This framework advocate for fairness in AI, urging measures to prevent AI from favoring others over the other. And how this is done, it is based on what data are being fed to the AI itself, how they are being trained, how the AI is being trained to use all of this data. Next is privacy and protection. A common theme is the emphasis on safeguarding privacy and ensuring robust data governance practices in the context of AI technology. If I may just tell you, those, if you are still a student or someone who is taking master's or PhD, AI, ChatGPT is a very good resource when doing research. But please, also those who are doing, let's say, further research, no, that can be applied as IP. Anything that you put in the ChatGPT is already theirs. I'm seeing a lot of posts about AI, what AI can do, what ChatGPT can do, and I'm always commenting. If I upload this, where does my data go? And no one answers. If you are in LinkedIn, follow those who are posting about about the functionalities and the capabilities of the AI. Try to ask where your data, if you're going to upload it there, where is it going? So if you have any research, please do not upload any confidential or should patented information. Don't put it there. Accountability and oversight. They all recognize the necessity for clear accountability mechanism for AI systems and their impacts, or so advocating for responsible entities to be identifiable and held accountable. You know the open AI, right? So Sam Altman, it is about being accountable to what is the result of this the AI or the chat GPT that they develop. I have a question. I don't know if you noticed the images in here. I did not draw them. I did not Google them. So how do you think these images were developed? These images were developed, or I used DALL-E, DALL -E. So when I say, please draw or create an image about AI principle on transparency and explainability, and then there it goes. And then create an image about fairness, about the principle of fairness and non-discrimination, and then there it goes. So one of the things that I see common in here in the images that's developed by the DALL-E AI is that if you notice, they all look the same. The theme is the same. It's like there's a light blue, there's a touch of this, a shining thing, etc., etc. But one of the images here was not developed by DALL-E. It's the first one, the human-centric. If you see, there's a difference between that first one and the four. What I would like to mention here is that if you're using ChatGPT for your thesis, be careful. The professors now, I don't know in the Philippines, the professors will know if you use ChatGPT for your submissions because they will somehow sound the same. Okay, I teach in a university and I know what we're ChatGPT'd or not. You are given this tool, use it for purposes that will benefit you in a way that in the end you will still evaluate and decide what needs to be put in your thesis or not. So, okay, so the same as what you see in here, look at how somehow common the theme and the looks of a DALL-E image was created. The same thing for ChatGPT. Yeah. So be careful, students. I don't know if you've heard the CEO of OpenAI, yeah, ChatGPT, Sam Altman. He was fired last year, right? But after a week, he was also put back as a CEO. So what was the issue? Not really issue, or what could be the reason for him being fired? This is what he said when he was interviewed this January. He said, I would like to make all of our shareholders a bunch of money, but it was very clear to me what people's priorities were. So what was heard during that time that he was fired is that he's losing the application of all these principles, AI ethics principles that we had talked about. So again, what are those AI principles? As I said, human-centric, transparent and explainable, fair and non-discriminative. There's privacy protection, there's accountability and oversight. It's like this is not his priority anymore. It's like about bringing money. But what happened is that the board of directors voted that if they will not return or reinstate Sam Altman as the CEO, they will resign. So that's why he was put back. However, now it gives him a lesson. He should focus on what is ethical when it comes to development. This is an example of a post that I saw in LinkedIn. He said, AI was asked to create images of Black African doctors treating white kids. The AI, quote unquote, refused. Try as they might, the team was unable to get Black doctors and white patients in one image. So obviously, the user here is it could be a Black African individual, but he was testing the AI. What I did, I tested, I'm just using Dolly at this time. There are a lot, again, you can explore all other AIs, okay? But to me, I didn't mention here how I tested or what was my prompt, what was my exact long prompt, but I have a fairly short prompt. So I asked ChatGPT, DALL-E, create for me an image of Black African doctor treating white kids. And this is the image that came out. So it gave me a correct image that I was expecting. And I commented there, this is only one of the many cases where we can test AI bias discrimination to test whether AI's responses will be the same. So the same description or case or scenario, test other AI. So again, this is where also our responsibility comes in. I was emphasizing, do not immediately believe. We are still above AI. They are there to provide us something, but we have the higher authority, shall we say, to make a decision on whether, how to use it, when to use it, and when to accept their outcomes. Let me share this. I don't know if you will hear. I hope you will hear.
Right now, the video doesn't have an audio, but maybe I can share the link during the session or after the session.
Okay, this is a movie called Bias. If you can watch it on Netflix, it's a very interesting documentary. So what is Article 5 in EU AI Act? It lays out what AI uses are, where AI uses are forbidden. So such banned use include those which are aimed at influencing our behavior, such as manipulative or deceptive AI-aided techniques, or using AI to exploit a person or group's vulnerabilities. Also, using biometric information to ascertain a person's face or race, sexual orientation, or beliefs or trade membership, it's not allowed. It is also not allowed to be used in scoring. So, like involving tracking a person's behavior in a way that could result in their unfavorable treatment in a situation, for example, applying for a loan, applying for a job, or applying for a public service such as medical or drug use. No? So EU AI Act definitely forbids the use of AI uh, for such not benefit, not disadvantage to the users. So here, what we are seeing here, um, is that Netflix, I'm sure most of you know Netflix, no? For Netflix to reach 1 million users, it took them 3.5 years. But when ChatGPT was officially released, it only took 5 days to reach 1 million users. So this is how much people are interested in what AI can do or what ChatGPT can do. And we're only talking about ChatGPT here. There are other types of AI. This is a publication from the UAE Ministry of Artificial Intelligence and Blockchain. It's a public document, and if you want to have a look at it, it's publicly available. Please look at these documents, maybe something to benchmark or to look into when it comes to the applications of and use cases of generative AI. I mentioned earlier that if you are a student or someone doing a research or a thesis, be careful when you use ChatGPT, because again, in the end, please make a decision on whether what you receive is something that is applicable or good for your research, and don't upload any private or confidential information. No, there was one case before wherein the professors or the teachers already realized that their students are using the chat GPT. So what he did is that when he gave a homework, he said, okay, use chat GPT for this homework. But the following day, instead of them presenting their work according to the result of the chat GPT, they were asked to challenge the results given by chat GPT. So it's a way of the faculties also testing how the students are handling or how they are simply accepting or rejecting or managing or evaluating the results of the chat GPT. So this is another way. This is a better way to make sure as well that our students, for me, my children should still, let's say, make use of their brains, no, if we can say it that way, because there are other AIs that are already available. GPT or generative pre-trained models are a form of LLMs or large language models. They are large-scale models that process and generate natural language. But not all LLMs are form of GPT, because there are other types of LLMs developed by various organizations, researchers, and do not use GPT architecture. Okay, I think my screen is moving now. Thank you. Talking about sustainability concerns in AI, what are this? Again, yesterday I attended a conference about sustainability. So in AI, these are the concerns, sustainability concerns. We have energy consumption. AI, machine learning, especially deep learning models, they require significant computational power, which can lead to high energy consumption. Training large models can result in huge, substantial carbon emissions, especially if energy is sourced from non-renewable resources. Those who are, let's say, on my generation, if you remember before, when you insert a disk in a drive and it reads it, you will hear the CPU whirling. No, it's like, so just imagine that is the same way when AI is being used. Someone is throwing a laughing face. Someone the same in my generation. No, it's the same now that you are using your laptop, but actually the application is hosted somewhere. You are not hearing that whirling sound anymore. It is being used in a certain data center, and that is where all the power and the generation are being energy are being consumed. There's also the e-waste. The rapid advancement in technologies, they contribute to faster turnover of hardware, so leading to increased electronic waste. This is not only posing a challenge in waste management, but also in recycling or critical and toxic materials. Talking about bias and inequality, so as AI systems can perpetuate social and economic inequalities. So if it is not carefully designed and implemented, biased data or algorithms can result in unfair outcomes, affecting marginalized communities disappropriately. So let's just say that I am or we are in another country and their HR application or HR recruitment process is based on AI, and that particular, let's say, particular AI is biased based on gender, based on nationality. So how can that particular country, let's say, continue to sustain the specific service or product that they are providing if they are not equally giving equal opportunities to other talents of other nationalities? So this is what we're saying as a sustainability concern in AI. Also, job displacement. Perhaps Dr. Peter already tackled about job displacement, but automation driven by AI could lead to significant shifts in the labor market, including job displacement. But while AI can create new job opportunities, there is a concern about the pace at which workers can adapt to new roles. Raising issues about the economic sustainability and workforce reskilling. There's a lot of available training that are free out there. So I would advise you all to please grab those opportunities to self-learn, to upskill and reskill. I've heard in the previous discussions that we will not be replaced by AI, but only those who don't know how to use AI will be replaced. So it's here. We're living our lives with AI. So please make sure that you are still above the AI. Now, talking about AI in cybersecurity, where can we use AI? We can use AI in threat detection, predictive analysis, response mitigation, and enhancing security operations. Most of this SOC or Security Operations Center now apply AI-enabled tools and software for easier and faster detection of threats. So AI threat detection and analysis, AI algorithms can process vast amounts of data at a speed unattainable by humans. So they can detect anomalies, patterns, and behaviors indicative of cyber threats such as malware, phishing, or the APTs, advanced persistent threats. They are more efficient and accurate than the traditional method. In predictive analysis, it's already existing ML-enabled tools before, but now with AI, by analyzing historical data, AI can predict future attacks before they can occur. So this proactive approach helps in preemptively strengthening security measures and mitigate potential risk. Right now, we are in cybersecurity. We cannot promise total security. We would rather say cyber resiliency, because it's not a question of whether you will be attacked. It's a question of when you will be attacked. But when you are attacked, how soon can you recover? This is what we are focusing now. Also, response and mitigation. Once a threat is detected, AI systems can automatically initiate responses to isolate the affected systems. They can block the malicious, they can block the malicious tool that is malicious tool that is coming, and reduce the damage that can be caused. So the last is enhancing security operations. AI can automate routine tasks. So this is where you were saying that you can be replaced by AI, no? But AI can automate routine tasks such as patch management, network monitoring. So freeing up the human security professionals to focus on more complex and more strategic activities. So you can see here, what we say is that let the AI do the minor and routinary tasks, but you, as individuals, you focus on more complex and more strategic activities. Now, cybersecurity, before it's AI and cybersecurity, now say cybersecurity and AI. as AI also become more prevalent, ensuring their security against cyber attacks is also important. Um, Most common are these kinds of attacks: data poisoning. Again, we mentioned that the AI, the GPTs, they are dependent on the data that's being fed to them. So one of the things that adversaries can do is to poison or tamper the model. They can attempt to manipulate the data used in the AI models. That can lead to flawed decision making. Um, so ensure the integrity of data is critical. That is critical to us. So attempt to poison the data is a cyber attack. There are also adversarial attacks. These are sophisticated techniques designed to fool AI models through inputs that can cause the AI to make errors. It's like in our language, we say, lilituhin mo yung AI, no? Until mataranta na, it will create or it will result to errors. So these adversarial attacks, they are developing robust models that can, excuse me, withstand such attack and a significant focus research. Excuse me. Privacy concerns. So AI systems often process sensitive information. So implementing cybersecurity measures to protect this data from authorized access and ensuring compliance with privacy regulation is also essential. And lastly, secure your infrastructure. Securing AI infrastructure, the hardware, the software, and infrastructure supporting AI systems must be secured against unauthorized data access and or data breaches and other cyber threats. But the synergy between AI and cybersecurity is leading to the development of more intelligent and adaptive security systems capable of facing your modern threats, cyber threats. However, it also presents new challenges such as the need for secure AI algorithms and the potential misuse of AI by cyber criminals. No? Um, in conclusion, the relationship between the AI and cybersecurity is complex and also interdependent. So advancement in one area often drive progress in the others. So it necessitates ongoing research development and collaboration to navigate the evolving cyber threat landscape effectively. Well, as we always say, it's a game uh, of what you call this, a cat and mouse. One is always running after the other. But in the scenario of the cat and mouse, it's always the cat running after the mouse. But in the case of cybersecurity and the adversaries, it's like if I'm in cyber, they wanted to know what I'm doing to protect myself, and they will attack that protection. In my case, I wear the hat of the hacker, so I would understand what they're trying to do so I can secure myself. So it's like we're trying to look at each other at all times. So, will I lose my job? A discussion that was handled by Dr. Peter already. You will not lose your job, definitely. But that is only if you are keeping yourself updated, keeping yourself, let's say, educated and trained and learned with the new opportunities and also different tools and techniques and technologies. So AI will not replace us. It's there, but try to find a way to have you using them instead of them overtaking your position. There are new positions, there are new opportunities being opened as a result of AI in the industry right now. So look at those opportunities and don't hesitate to jump into opportunities. If you have, let's say, if you have a profile and you see a job opportunities wherein at least 60% of your skills are there, try to apply because definitely HR will not find a 100% fit. That's why they're doing interviews. Otherwise, if they see you have this skill according to the job description, then you're automatically hired. So grab all of this opportunity, please, especially those who are still young ones. ONES. We are young ones, ONCE. Okay?